bed size, and construction material your Murphy bed is made from, determine the appropriate number of metal springs to install in each mechanism from this chart. If unsure, err on the side of adding more springs, as it is easier to remove a spring rather than add one later on. Now, to start, get out one of the bags of springs and the left mechanism. When installing the springs, adjust the tension arm to make sure it is properly aligned with the opposing side. Now, it's important to note that the hook ends of the springs have slightly different ends. The end with the smallest opening is installed under the upturned edge of the mounting plate. The hook with the larger opening is installed on the tension arm side. The hook end should always be facing upwards. Determine the center line for the springs. This will be your starting point. If installing an odd number of springs, start by installing from the center line. For us, we'll be installing 5 springs per side, so take your first spring and count down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the center line. If you're installing an even amount of springs, leave this center spring out. Hook your first spring into the mounting plate, lay the spring down, and slide it under the matching hole on the tension arm. For this next stage, you may find it easier to slide the spring hooks under the tension arm if you pry the tension arm bracket upwards with a wooden wedge, pump pliers, or similar device. Continue this process with the next springs, working your way out from the center line, alternating top and bottom until you have installed the correct number of springs for your size of bed. Make sure that the tension arm is properly aligned with the correct hole and that all hooks are facing upwards. Once completed, make sure all the springs are installed correctly. Adjust the tension arm on both mechanisms to make sure the springs are properly installed. Repeat these steps to install the springs on the right lift mechanism. Use the same number of springs and the same configuration on both lift mechanisms.